Hey, what's up everyone, Eric here, and today I'm going to share with you my experience with a washer and dryer set from Samsung. Now, this isn't a kitchen video, but I figured that with home appliances and all, this is very much related to my remodeling channel, so I thought I'd share. So we're in my garage right now, and that's my dryer from Samsung that we purchased in July of 2021. And we took delivery actually a few months later towards the end of 2021. And this is my LG washer, because it is my brand new replacement to the Samsung that we purchased. So for the Samsung, we used it for about 6 months for a typical small family. So nothing crazy, it wasn't used for commercial purposes. But unfortunately, it started leaking. And the way this was used was this was really stacked together as a vertical unit. It had this stacking kit. So all it really is a couple pieces of metal that mounts to the back of the washer like this. And then they would get screwed onto the dryer as well. So we had contacted Samsung when it started leaking and didn't really know what was going on. My wife spent maybe half an hour to an hour with them on the phone to get somebody out. After multiple phone calls, coordination, and whatnot, we've eventually got somebody. I would say that was decently quick, maybe. The experience itself was probably subpar, but we've got somebody out here within a week, so that was good. Then as the technician started taking apart the Samsung washer, and I'll try to show clips of the other unit that I've taken, but I didn't have a chance to take a really good video. But yeah, as the technician started taking it apart, he took apart the top, he took apart the front, and he was able to locate the main source of the leak was somewhere down here. And it sits in a big panel, if you will, and there was just a hole in it. And he was asking me what kind of behaviors the machine was having, and it essentially would spin really loud, and it was make this a gong 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 noise, and I had no idea what it was the first time I heard it, but eventually we realized it was the washer when we were hearing this loud noise inside the house. So yeah, he just started taking it apart, and he said, well, this is broken, and this part is broken, and this part is leaking, and at the end of 10 minutes, he basically said, I don't think this is worth fixing, because there are too many parts that are damaged, and we basically need a new unit. And I was pretty surprised because I was not expecting to buy a new washer again after using something brand new for only 6 months. I don't know if it's part of the pandemic and shortages, and the quality of the parts is just not as good. But it was definitely surprising for us. So long story short, the technician said, we can't really help you further. I've looked at everything in this unit, and it's not worth fixing. He calls Samsung and got us an approval for for escalation, and essentially when the next time Samsung had called us, they basically said, we're going to give you a refund for your money, which is both good and bad. I'll go with the good first. I'm glad that they're at least acknowledging that it is a problem of theirs, and they're going to give us money back for the unit. However, I asked, well, I'm not actually looking for a new unit. I just want it fixed because going back to this stacking kit thing, we had a different washer before from GE, and that was also stacking. And when we eventually moved to try to switch to a different unit, to a different LG unit, these things don't line up because the holes for the stacking kit, as you can see here, these are made specifically for your units. And this one, I would say, from Samsung is actually kind of, I don't want to say flimsy, because the metal itself is pretty strong, but I was surprised at how simple of an installation it was, because all it does is it mounts to the back of right here. Let me see if I can get a better angle. So it just screws onto something like this here in the back. And the one that we had from LG, the stacking kit, was actually multiple pieces of rails. Yeah, so it stacks on something like this, or I think this way rather. And that's it. It's just a screw onto the sheet metal. Previously, the one from GE and even the second LG unit that we had in a different house, that was all like, it was more like heavy duty, and it was like a piece of metal that run front to back, and it would lock in the front wheel, it would lock in the leg. So it really prevented it from shaking or falling off rather. So yeah, these things are proprietary. So it's not like I could buy a GE or LG and just buy it and put it underneath and then stack the Samsung on top, Samsung dryer on top. So I asked them, is there anything they can do about it? Can we get a newer model? Like, do they know if the stacking kit works? Are there holes aligned and all that? And the customer service technician basically didn't have all of the information. We tried to escalate to the manager. We tried to escalate to the manager above the manager, and really it stopped at the first level of manager. They said, nope, there's nobody else you can ask beyond me, and I don't know the question, so I'm sorry. The only thing I can do is to refund you the money, and because we're in a situation where we're stacking, I really don't have room for a side-by-side washer and dryer. I know you see some storage rack there, but I actually need to put more storage rack. As you can see in my garage, in my case, I'm pretty much storing a bunch of stuff for my work. There is some baby diaper box, but it's all samples for my work. Cabinets, color chips, and whatnot. So I really needed that space for my work instead of putting a side-by-side washer and dryer. So eventually we try to talk about it and find a resolution, but after over half an hour on the phone, we just said, okay, forget it. We'll take the money. We went through whatever step they wanted us to go through to get the refund, and then now I have taken delivery of the LG washer that we just bought, and I'm gonna have fun playing with this and figuring out how to mount my Samsung on top. Some ideas of what I'm gonna do. I thought about using these angle irons and try to bolt this thing down, maybe build some legs with some 2x4s or 2x6. In this case, this is a 2x6 here. Basically, I was just gonna stand this thing up, so I would have a piece of 2x6 going straight to the floor, create a frame for this thing horizontally on top, and then maybe use some of these to lock in this plate, and really use some heavy duty screws and bolts to make sure this thing does not come off. I don't know. I haven't figured it all out yet. I will try to record it if I get a chance to do it, but yeah, when I'm, maybe I'll just include some after pictures of how I go ahead and build this thing, because I imagine it will be really difficult to try to both work on this and record at the same time. All right, that's my experience with Samsung. Like I said, I'm glad that they at least refund the money after 6 months of use, or almost a year after purchase. But really, I was not expecting this thing to fail on me completely in less than a year. So there you have it. Hopefully this information is helpful for somebody out there. Thanks.